I'm a Texan, and one of the best things I like about my state is its rich history and revolution. And because of my history and revolution as a Texan, I was very interested in learning about Ireland and its history of revolution. So I spent some time on this visit in Dublin, and I start this video with these images because I think understanding this allows you to understand Ireland a little bit better today. The images you see are from Kilmainham Gaol, and these images show where political prisoners and revolutionaries were held, some without cause and some perhaps with cause, at least according to British rule. But all of them who stayed here fought for their country. And as an American and a Texan, honoring people who fought for their country, knowing about them, is kind of important. Their history is a bit of our history, only in the 20th century. The people that fought these battles, the people who fought in this revolution, their grandchildren and great-grandchildren are still alive. It's worthy of recognizing that this, as a country, under its current government, is actually still pretty new. And its independence comes after something like 800 years of colonial rule. So when you visit these sites in Dublin, and you start to realize the decades and even centuries of oppression that they had as Irish people, you start to understand why Dublin and the rest of Ireland feels the way it does about certain things. And because learning about places and understanding their journey makes for a calmer and more peaceful world, I suggest you take a look at it. If you want to believe that British rule wasn't oppressive, just look through these videos and see what people were being held in jail for in the 19th century. Even then, these were very cruel sentences. Like a lot of stories about revolutions, this one's a tough one to witness to, but one well worth learning about, and I hope you visit it too if you come to Dublin. Now, let's take a visit to a distillery, Teeling Distillery, a new whiskey distillery in all of Dublin. This is a place where Irish whiskey is being reinvented in the heart of the city, and I would recommend a tour. This was very interesting. The owners are trying hard to reestablish a pride in whiskey inside of Dublin that once existed until Prohibition. Guinness Brewery. When you travel to Dublin, everybody tells you that drinking Guinness is going to be different there. They say that Guinness doesn't travel overseas, it doesn't cross the ocean, and that Guinness is best at Guinness. And I'll tell you something. Turns out they're right. It is actually fantastic there. It's a different experience. The brewery is a bit Disneyland, but it's worth walking through, and I particularly like the advertising and seeing the blurbs about history. I will tell you there were some exhibits in some rooms that I didn't find quite as interesting, but I think there's something for everyone there. And honestly, the best treat of all is the pint of Guinness, or two, at the end of the tour. I spent my time up on the 7th floor looking over the greater metropolis of Dublin, enjoying pints with my local friends. Remember, my goodness, my Guinness. We're here at Four Courts, and the reason I'm at Four Courts, and I don't think I'm going to get to see much, but we'll find out. The reason I'm at Four Courts is my father's an attorney. And because he's messed around in places around the world in terms of law, and I'm thinking of one time in particular in New Zealand, I thought I would take a walk around the building and see what I can capture of it, just for him to see. So we'll see what we see. Let's go take a look. One thing I noticed as soon as I got here is the stunning number of buses. And I think if I were going to be here longer, I'd figure out the system and use them. But mostly, and because of a knee problem, a knee which will be replaced with bionics, I'm taking the time to just use Uber to get where I want so I can wander around as I can. But I swear there's as many buses as there are cars here. Let's go up the hill and see what's there. Well, I know where I am. This is Christchurch. And I actually saw it last night, so I'm a little embarrassed that I didn't know what I was walking towards. But it looked different last night. And partly probably because I had had 5 pints of Guinness by that point. But this is the Christchurch Cathedral, built around 1370, and I would say it reflects it. And most of it is not under construction, so yay. It's a medieval church, that's what it is. It's not Gothic, it's medieval. And it kind of stands as a stark reminder of what Ireland probably had to endure for 800 years. Let's go take another look around the city. Dublin Castle, and I gotta tell you, this was just a happy accident. I knew I was headed towards Dublin Castle, but I didn't realize that I was entering it as I came through these arches. But it made for a good visit, and again, it was an interesting walk. While no one has said so, I would imagine this castle is probably kind of a love-hate for Irishmen, because this is where the British housed themselves and fired upon the revolutionaries during the Irish Uprising. And since this was the heart of the British, I'm not sure how much people really appreciate this place in particular. Now that it's got interesting, we have construction barricades. Awesome. Just awesome. I suspect that there is both positive and negative feelings to this place. And I say that because this is also where the British ruled from, particularly leading up to the Irish Revolution. And I would guess that no one loves a place where their oppressors laid down their anchors. To me, the castle looks very medieval as well. At least the oldest parts. You know, very traditional medieval castle look. I mean, clearly there's more modern parts, and who would be surprised? I'm sure they've been building onto this castle since it was first created. Probably sometime around the late 13th century. I mean, I don't know, but I'm gonna guess that it and the Christ Church Cathedral were probably built somewhere around the same time. I'm looking around because there's an enormous number of kites flying in the sky and an enormous number of seagulls that are bigger than anything I've ever seen. These are some fat boys. Let's take a rest here and then walk on. The real shame of it is, I think I was in that pub the night before, and I can't remember exactly what I did when I was in there. The answer is, I don't know. It looks grand though, doesn't it? Let's find out. I should have known. It's the Bank of Ireland, and honestly it reminds me of the Bank of England. Maybe they were once the same, but that's what it is, the Bank of Ireland. Let's keep looking. Trinity Dublin College, or Trinity College Dublin. That's what we're going into. What a great place to go to school. And you can really feel the students acting around the campus. There are people, it's alive, and it must be a really special place to get an education. We're gonna go down to Temple Bar and find something to eat. It's getting to be
hungry time. I need pasta. Let's find some.
And I did find pasta, and I enjoyed it with a lot of good Irish beer. And for the rest of the evening, I walked around privately and enjoyed the city. And I hope you come here and enjoy it as well.